on it. There we go. Hey, sorry about that. Just realized, hey, the mic's muted. Anyway, we're at St. Louis getting ready to depart for Dayton, Ohio. The last episode for I think we're going to do for Life of a Military Brat. Kind of chronicled me as a kid, where all the bases we lived at. Not as many as some that I have run into that were military brats. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Enjoyed the little missteps like forgetting the mic and all of that. But we're in the FJS 727. We got a nice short hop for those that don't like the long calls, or longer flights, I should say. And it's just from St. Louis to Dayton. It's roughly 1 hour-ish flying time. And actually, it's kind of fun to fly in reverse because you board the plane at, say, 1 o'clock if you've got your clock set to Dayton time. You get off the plane in St. Louis. It'll be just about 1 o'clock St. Louis time. Love this flight. Nice little time machine, if you will. Not like the real time machine that got the nickname the Concorde. Now, that one was interesting. You flew almost 3,000 miles and going westbound, and you watch will read well, depending where you set it. If you set your watch for London or Paris, when you get off the plane and look at the clocks inside the building, you'll go, we flew 3 or 4 hours, but it's still the same time. What happened to it? Get to make a news story for those 3 to 4 hours. So, all right, so let's get into plane, get up here, get this plane set up. I think I got everything going right now. Geez, I can't believe I forgot the microphone again. So, oh wait, yeah, I can. It's flying with Mike. You never know what's gonna happen. All right, so there's Sim Toolkit. Maybe on my end it'll pop up. Why aren't you popping up? There it goes. It's still being finicky. Oh, it went unresponsive. Go figure. All right, hang on. Wait a minute. Did it come back? Let's find out. No, it did not. All right, we're going to shut it down. Try it again. If it will shut down. Boy, I tell you, it's been an interesting... Oh, my gosh. It's just not wanting to close. Thank you for the message, finally, Microsoft. All right, let's try one more time. Okay, I'll tell you, I'm not a big fan of Microsoft in any shape or matter. Okay, let's try this again. All right, well, we're batting part of it. Okay, and while we're doing that, I'm gonna do that. Kind of quiet things down a little bit. Actually, I can do it here too. Okay. Oh my God, not again. Okay, we may not be able to use Sim Toolkit. It's being a real booger today. I'm not sure if it... That's disrespectful. Oh, it's Mr. Ha. Oh boy. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a pain. So basically, I'll walk you through it real quick. Hey, Mike. Hey, I hope you too are having a great Sunday as well. We're not doing too well with Sim Toolkit for some reason. I got a feeling it and XP11 are not playing nicely right now. But yeah, I hope you two are having a great Sunday as well. Also, you, Hawker. And you know what? Let me give a shout out here. All right, there we go. All right, so anyway, today's flight, since Sim Toolkit's being cranky, as some would say, TWA flight 1727, service from St. Louis to Dayton, Ohio, alternate for the day, Detroit. Huh. Hang on a second. That's what I thought. Oh, what a way. You know, Dayton, Ohio is pretty, I mean, I'm not going to say VFR conditions yet, but it's raining, about to be stormy up in Detroit, and that's our alternate. Why not like Columbus or Fort Wayne or Indianapolis for that matter? Sim brief, I don't get you sometimes. But anyway, so today's flight, we're going to blast out of here with 88 people. We'll see how the cargo fends to get us up to an estimated zero fuel weight of 18,840 pounds. Planning to put on 20,131 pounds. Got to find some weather, I guess, somewhere is what SimBrief thinks. So they're going to send us there. So it should be a good flight. On the weather front, let's see how this works. Actually, we'll bring charts in. We'll get rid of Sim Toolkit. All right, charts, as you all know, has this great feature. Winds are 340 at 11, 10-mile visibility, and overall the sky is at 3,700 feet scattered, broken 6,000. It's VFR here. So beautiful day. Like I said in the beginning, actually you didn't hear in the beginning because the mic was turned off. The rain is actually east, the big shield of rain, east of St. Louis. Yet these low pressure centers just have a way of spinning rain right over St. Louis. And they have been for the last week or two. I guess that's just, the good Lord saying, hey, get ready. Maybe there may not be as much water over the summer and getting it into the ground early. So I don't think it works that way, but hey, God would definitely know how it works. He created it all. So I am not going to argue with the man. All right. Now, over in Dayton, we are looking at winds 130 at 4, 10-mile visibility, and it's overcast at 1,700. Cool. 14 degrees Celsius puts it, and you can scroll down to get the conversion, 57 degrees. That's the other bad. We're in what at least one of the weather chasing sites I watch on Facebook. Live severe storms, Anyway, we're in something called an omega block where there's like two lows stuck and a high, and together they just dump in the cooler air, which is what we're seeing. True or not, I don't know. That's way out of my league. So that's what we're looking at. I wish I could get Sim Toolkit to work for us, but yeah, looks like Hawker's got some computer problems. He'll be back momentarily. And over in Detroit, like I say, why would we make that an alternate when it's IFR? I mean, it's IFR there. Oh well, like I said, it's sim brief. Who knows? So, but anyway, grab a plane, join us, folks. We're in St. Louis. I'm at gate C8, and we're getting ready to go here. All right, so with the FJS, couple caveats. The big one that I was running into that was killing my flights all the time. When you come in, make sure if you're running into where it just the sim just drops, or I don't know if you get an error message or not now that I think it was drive lost or device lost, something like that. Come in here, turn off Vulcan. I want to thank you out there for those that pointed me that way. However, the other biggie, more substantial, if you're getting crash to desktops, blue screen the whole 9 yards, go into each of your FJS 727s. You're going to have 3 aircraft folders: 100, the 200 advanced, and the 200 freighter. Okay, go into each one of those. Hang on. I had it up here. Let me see if I can pull it real quick. Okay, you go into each of those 3 folders. You're going to head into, from the aircraft folder, look for the plug-in folder inside each of the aircraft. Again, you can't just do it for one. And what you're going to remove in there is a folder called XTCAS. Take it out of each one. Now, you're no longer going to have TCAS, but until FlyJSim comes out with version 4, because they refuse to believe there's an issue, we're stuck with that. Kind of like Flight Factor, we're kind of stuck with this fix they've given us so that the product will work. And hopefully they're a little more responsive. Not holding my breath. None of them seem to be so far. All right, so that's my first caveat. Each of your 3 aircraft folders for FJS: 27-100, 27-200 advanced, 27-200 freighter. Go in, find the plugins folder, remove XTCAS. If you watch us on YouTube, it'll be in the notes. And with that, let's get this plane ready to fly. And I'm going to be kind of accelerated here so we can get airborne here in about less than 20 minutes. So, all right. So first thing I do when I come in, I come over here, click the gears, which gives you your options. Click GPU cart, air cart. Yes, you heard me right. GPU and GPU air cart. A lot of times on the ground, this plane runs on those. It, however, is the first aircraft to come out with an onboard APU. Successful as it was, it then moved on to older aircraft from Boeing as well as from then on. All right. So, let's get to work then, shall we? We're not going to kick the APU on just yet, but let's go ahead and start boarding. All right, so you kick the one that looks like an airplane. It comes up. Now, what I do, first off, let's take a look at what we're supposed to have. 88. Oh, I only need 5 people. You know what? Let's be gracious. And let's watch our CG. I try to hover it around 25. Just that's me. We're up to 86. And I'm going to put a couple in the back. I was going to be gracious and put them all up front. Oop, put too many on. There we go. Now, well, we'll see. We may shuffle the people. We may be gracious yet again. Okay, now we need to be close to 118.8. We need, we're right at one. You know what? Put one in. Not bad. We'll take it. All right. Our roof and siding, not roof, mold and gutters are taken care of. Awesome. All right. Finally. So now we have our 89. How'd I get 89 again? Okay, that'll work. And we're at 88 now. I swore it said that before. 200 pounds off. We'll take it. All right, now fuel. We need to be at 20,100 minimum. Okay, now you could go through, manipulate each of the fuel tanks if you so choose. I do them all at once. We'll go with 20,500 pounds. The cool thing is if you read down, it'll tell you how far you should be able to get, 770 miles, and what your landing rate is. Now, if say you're flying from LA to say St. Louis, as you start putting that fuel on, that landing weight's gonna get heavy. And it's not gonna get heavy, it's gonna get red. Why? Because at the moment you're above landing weight, which would mean you got to dump fuel if you have an emergency, just so you know. And our optimum altitude is 36,000. In the 319 miles we go, we're headed for 35. Okay, we'll try. What the heck? And there you got the plane loaded. Pretty simple, straightforward. The other neat things here is you can turn the maintenance system on and off right here. What that will do is make your airplane fail items in a manner with the plane. For instance, you could have to do, well, let's see if there's anything we need to do on this plane. Nothing to report. So we may have engine issues. Oh, I always run into APU issues. Airframe, you never know. So, and those things pop up. Kind of a neat system, but there isn't a lot meat and potato to it. Finally, the checkbox down here gives you a quick, down and dirty, easy way to take care of this plane. A file with which you can manipulate. You can make it how you want it. Send the manual, just read through it and figure out how to do it. I don't. I actually have checklists. So, but yeah, you can see you got to basically have the battery, APU, stall warning checked. However, there is no check at the end like, Inusic 68 just subscribed. Thank you, sir, so much for the resubscription. We sure appreciate it. I wish I could say we have blue skies here, but they're pretty gray. But thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the support you've given us these 22 months. We sure appreciate you. Along. Oh, I just happened to catch you also cheered 100 bits. We sure appreciate that as well. So, but anyway, this checklist, folks, is built in and you can manipulate it. So with all of that being said and done, the checklist I'll be using goes like this. Easy to find. If you find one for Solaris, that's where it's at. It's actually in the .org box. So check it out. All right, so we're going to do the landing gear pins are in. Fire warning overheat. Make sure our start levers are cut off, and the infamous light check. Okay, first things first. Overheat. Let's do the big one. Oh, hang on. Hit the wrong. There's the page I want. Okay. Then we'll come up to the overhead, do the overheats up here. First, we have cargo fire. Overheat, just lights. There are ways to test these down here. I have yet to figure them out. Huh. Wonder why Auto ATC didn't give us a squawk code. Interesting. I just realized that. Am I actually on with a flight plan? No. What the? Oh, you know what? Ha, it might be right. It was right. You know, you got to hit that button that says file a flight plan. But that's a good thing here. Gave us a quick kind of pause. The transponder's in the overhead panel, not down here with your radios. $11:30. Okay, let's keep going with that fire check. Test, good. All right, and we did the overheat here. And we'll do the light check here for these in a minute. All right, speaking of lighting, just get your lighting set the way you want. Come down. We'll take a look here in a minute. We'll do the light check. Everything's starting to look pretty good. Right there. Over here, all the lights look good. All right, let's start that light test. Basically, all you do is push the buttons, make sure they light up. Oh, I just found one I haven't tested. Again, we'll check that. Good and good. It'll tell you when you find one. Okay. Don't be surprised if you find something in flight. All right, now we get to the nitty gritty with them. There's a lot of them here. Okay, and one more test. We'll get to it in just a second. All right, let's get to that APU fire check. I hope that's not going to cause us trouble that I pulled the bottle. All right, so we did that. Oh, well, if we do, we'll stay on it and get fired up. And you'll see what I mean here in a minute. Okay, moving on. Let's get the FMC taken care of and then the rest of the airplane. And no, I do not use the SIVA on this, mainly for two reasons. One, it does not come with it. And two, you would have to pay for SIVA and then follow instructions to get it installed in here. Unlike the 747 from Felis, that comes with it, or it's their version. And from what I hear, it's really good, but we've all heard my story. I don't want to go through it again. So here we go. Oh, I don't have a company route. My bad. Let's see. KSTL. Get this put in here real quick. KDAY. TWA 1727. Okay. Now, you have to either put something in here for the two or work off your flight plan. By that, and hit execute. Go to departure, arrival, departure. Here's what I wanted to check. I really don't want to go to 29, not because back when TWA flew, it wasn't there, but it's a long taxi. I kind of prefer 30 left. All right, so. Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay, so because of the weather, they are departing 29. Well, since ATC's not here, I am going to do it anyway. 30 left. We are on the Gateway 1 departure. And which one are we using? Are we using VHP? Oh, we're using Bible Grove? Oh, I know why. We are going to continue out to Shelbyville. Okay, we're going to do that. Just that. Go to legs. Hang on a second. Twyla is direct Jigsy. Why aren't we getting... Huh. Okay, I'm going to work it the way we have it. So we're going out to, let's bring this in so you can kind of see what we're having. We're going to manipulate this a little. Okay, so we're going to shoot off, come around to STL. Well, actually intercept and go down. That is just not right at all. Okay, then from Twyla out to Jigsy. Now, this is when you want to be very particular. Jigsy, spelled correctly. Entered. Next is Bible Grove, BIB. Then we're going to Shelbyville. So we're skipping Kelly and work. Interesting. Going by the flight plan given to me by my dispatcher. Then we're going to Richmond, RID, Indiana. We're going to execute. All right, now, Dayton, Ohio, currently 51 minutes old, so it's a little old, 130 at 4. So let's plan 6 left. Okay, that is not going to work for us. So for 6 left, we're pretty close to intercept. Approach. For this aircraft, we'll stick to it. Let's come in. What are our choices? DQ. Let's just take final. All right, so we're going to go 6 left, execute. And then we'll hold at DQ in Dayton VOR. So basically the missed approach would be straight out direct Dayton VOR, hold until told to come back, come down to Brunny, and then out, do a procedure turn and in. Fun time, but that's all. Okay, so that takes care of that. VNav. Next page. We're going to try for it. No guarantees we'll make it. Okay. Now it's time to finish this plane up real quick. All right, so we are fueled. Window heat is on. Hydraulic pumps are set. Oil cooler, flight, the auto brake. Okay. Auto brake, by the way, is right here. We're in disarm. We'll set it with the runway. Takeoff warning check. Okay, that's good. Nav comms. Okay, this actually is a departure this aircraft in the real world would have flown. It's not an RNAV, or it shouldn't be. Let's put it that way. It is what I call a conventional departure. Standard instrument departure, but more conventional, meaning you're going to take off on the runway heading, intercept 1740, click, and we're going to fly that out to Twyla, and then 109,000 for Bible Grove. And we're going to set the same over here. It's the most weirdest thing I've ever seen, but you know, the weirdest things I've really never seen occur every day with what we're being told to do with these aircraft to get them to work, instead of the companies updating. Okay, so let me explain why both frequencies are, or why both NAV1, NAV2 have the same frequency. Okay. Your HSI here, that is NAV1. So DME information on here is off NAV1. This big number is off your NAV2. So when you quick look down there, wait a minute. Yeah, you get the point. Why can't that be Bible Grove? So we're going to set our heading here. We're intercepting, I think it's 94. Okay. And right now we're 9 miles away from that VOR. We're intercepting, meaning unless approach or ground come up, well, actually approach or center come up, we're going to fly basically off 30 left, make our turn, and then fly in a like 40, 45 degrees to that intercept, and then go down to Twyla, where we'll intercept the radial 258 and fly that inbound Bible Grove. Actually 076 off Troy, and then in very confusing. Hopefully we'll be on the FMC pretty quick. So that's why it's weird in this plane. All right. So enough said. Let me get on here. All right. Oh, you didn't even see that. So, oh well. Let's get going, shall we? 3. I think it's 303. Now, if you're not certain what you're on here, you can always set your dial to the runway heading or to the number you need. Then you have it. Nice little tip there, by the way. Okay, we're ready to go, and we're later than I wanted to be. All right. Parking brake radar, zero fuel weight. That's taken care of here. Here's our numbers. Set the bugs. So basically V1's 116, 116, 128. Here's your flap speeds, weights. The only thing missing is how far down the runway. We're good. All right, I think we're ready to go. So before taxi, let me double check the other one I use. Stall warning. Oh yeah, we didn't do any of those tests. Hang on. Okay, we're caught up.
Glide slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Enough. Airspeed low. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear.
Ah, for once I picked a good
500.
It was quiet there for a second. Anyway, for once I picked a decent gate for a decent push or power back. Yeah, you heard it. We're going to power the aircraft back. All right, here we go. Let's get her ready for started. And by the way, again, this is XP11. I used to have the scenery installed that was in XP12 that we fly. All the textures went away on the buildings, so we're stuck with it. Rear air stair, shift F1 brings it up. APU time. Another downside to X-Plane 11's 727, no interior. You can, I think, add one, but I don't know what's involved. And since there's just a lot of troubles, that I was having with it, I kept it just as simple as possible. Engine 3, we're watching for it to get to 20 right now. Drop down, bring the fuel on. Just wait for it to stabilize. Also, make sure the light goes out like it just did here, for your oil pressure is up and good. Everything's stable. Let's go up. From here, it's your call. I always start number 3 and then go to number 1. On my way back, everything looks good. Again, when we get to 20, on with the fuel. So that's our flight, folks. We are getting ready to power back, headed to Dayton, Ohio, about an hour's flight time. Hope you enjoy. We just got to get the engines up and going. Now, I know some people out there know how to manipulate data refs and all of that and have this aircraft working. I'm not going to that level. To me, I paid for it. Anything that's not working on this plane, FlyJSims should be addressing and fixing. If not, well, we'll debate whether we buy their X-Plane 12 or X-Plane 20 version in the future, because I truly don't think they're going to port it over to X-Plane 12. All right, we got all the engines up and running. Okay, we'll go to Gen 1. Close, close, close. Now, the good thing here is if the APU were to fail, guess what? We're on the internal APU off. Okay, and real quick, Dayton is 1,000 feet. Okay. Okay, continuing with our checklist. Okay, ignitions are on pitot heat. Here we go, pitot heat's on. Start levers are in idle detent, door lights out, equipment's away, anti-ice, and we're ready to go. All right, so what is a power back? Well, in St. Louis, let me go outside real quick to show you. The gates there along the interstate, this far row back here, the aircraft were in so close you couldn't hook a tug up to it, even the nose huggers. I don't even know if they had nose huggers at the day. They probably did, but anyway, you couldn't hook up to them. So TWA and prior to it, Ozark, which TWA would buy out, would power back. And it looks like this. But we still got a couple of things to deal with. Let's get our hydraulics on. And you can check here, all lights are out. Confirm, all lights are out just up and left of the, or up and right of the landing gear lever. Also, let's give it a quick check of the flight controls. One other way to find out if your hydraulics are all engaged, when we check the rudder, you'll see needles moving. If both don't move, one of them is not active. And then one more time. Good deal. We're ready to power back. Let's set flaps. Trim. All you got to do is click in the green band. And let's do it, shall we? One thing when you power back, do not use your brakes. Use the engine. So come out of reverse thrust, push them forward, it will stop you. Just takes a little bit, but it will stop you. Just like it takes a little bit to get it going backwards. Reverse thrust. Brakes off. Here we go. Little quicker than I wanted. All right. Okay, 118, 500. St. Louis traffic, TWA 1727, taxing 30 left.
Hey, TWA, are you going to be taxiing on Charlie or the Delta?
Oh my gosh. I don't like questions like that. I don't know what I'm on. TWA, we're on the Delta.
Okay, thank you very much.
We're the one moving. However we show up, we're the one moving. They didn't do a bad job.
Lambert traffic, southwest 3139 is taxiing to runway 29 via Charlie, crossing runway 24 at Charlie Tango, Lambert.
All right, so we'll set this to heading. And we're ready to go, I believe. Let's run through it all. All right. Taxi for takeoff, galley power, electric, hydraulics, ready, flight control, okay. Number 1 for takeoff. I don't get to do this one that much. I always forget it. All right. By the way, it is an uphill grade here. That's why you got to give her a little bit more goose. And Lambert traffic, TWA 1727, departing 30 left. Okay, positive rate gears up. Okay, we're up. Start bringing in the flaps.
Lambert traffic, Southwest 3139 is crossing runway 24 at Delta, Lambert.
I had a feeling we'd overshoot. All right, we are now on the Gateway 1 departure. And Okay, so we're climbing out. We're trying to now get up to our cruise climb of 280. And we'll be on our way to my final base that I would be with my family. I would be sticking around in Dayton. So yes, you know what that means, high school. All right, there we go. Starting our climb. So there you have it. We're on our way to Dayton, Ohio. My dad would have been assigned Wright-Patterson, and not the greatest of greatest moves. A lot of, if you were painting a movie, this would be like a climax. Uh, Not only being the last episode, but this was pretty tumultuous. From my school here in the St. Louis area in O'Fallon, where I was a sophomore at the end, I went eighth, ninth, and 10th. So last year of middle school, freshman, sophomore, and high school. And then we upped and moved to Dayton, Ohio into my junior year of high school, which to those in the military, I've said it on every episode, this was horrible. It wasn't, I didn't get, it wasn't the friends I made or anything like that. It's just the fact you're the new kid. You're amongst everything going on to a teenager, uh, pulling them from known friends, trying to make new friends in a whole different environment. Now, you know, everything bears down, and it was what the roughest move that I went through. Um, so those in the military that have to move a kid during high school, be ready. You don't know what's coming. Um, it could be great and they're easy to make friends, or they could be a different challenge. So just so you know, and if at all possible, you may want to split and travel between if it's possible. Now, if we're talking like California and keeping the kid in school here, okay, I get that. But oh my gosh, was this one the roughest? Thankfully, I did get, it took time, but I got some really good friends. Um, and the junior year started to get better near the end of the junior year. Um, Thankfully, to a great church uh, that I became involved with, mainly because of the people, the 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 teenagers that I associated with there, really helped out, and I really, again, if I didn't say it back then, thank you, because you really helped me through some of the roughest times and soon to come with this move. Um, like I said, I'm not even going to go down that road. It's just, so anyway, so we're moving now into my junior, senior year of high school. Also, the marching band helped out a lot that I became part of. They helped as well. So, and like I said, this, everyone thinks, oh, kids can just bounce off everything. Yeah, up till about moving them into middle school, it's starting to get hard, but we can work our way through those. What all goes on in the teenage years of high school and uh, uh, what's going on in the body and all? Oh, it's a rough time. And so that's where we're at in the life of a military brat. Headed to my last, like I said, my last. I would end up in college in the Air National Guard here in Ohio. And when I would come back to then start at a college in the Dayton area, um, my folks got orders to McGuire Air Force Base. I was not about to go to Jersey. No offense to you Jerseyites out there. I just didn't want any part of it. At the time, they were the worst drivers in the country by auto insurance companies. Probably still on that list, but I know some states that outdo them now. Trust me, from driving the truck. I can attest to Jersey being bad the beginning of my trucking years. As my trucking years went on, a couple of other states blew them out of the water. And cities on top of it. So yeah, they would go on to Jersey. I would stay in Dayton. At the time, I don't even know if it's changed much in what would that be now? Nearly 40 years difference. I don't know how much would have changed. I do know this. I just did some reading in Wiki on Dayton International Airport. Wow. Troubles that have plagued that airport. Wow. Trouble on top of trouble on top of trouble. So, anyway, that's for a different episode or different series if we start that. So, anyway, that's what's going on. That's what's the impetus behind this flight. Basically, what happened is I was starting to get where I had a hard time figuring out where are we going to fly to. My wife came up with this idea to fly to all the different areas I lived in. So we started off in Norton Air Force Base, where I started off, and then went to Bitburg. Well, we couldn't go into Bitburg with a 747. Spangdahlem, about 5, 10, 15 miles away, we could. So that's where we went. From there, we went to Sacramento, and I believe Mather is where we were assigned. Remember, this is Vietnam Cold War times. From there, back to Norton. So there's my first and only run overseas with my family at that point. One other time, but I wasn't in the military, and I had my own family at that time. From Norton, we went to Scott, St. Louis here, first time. Then we went down to probably the absolute worst base, in my opinion, worst area. Oh, and I was in 4th grade to say this, folks. I hated Montgomery. Again, no offense to you all that live there. It's just too doggone hot all the time. I believe it's 10 months out of the year. Super hot, super muggy, just unbearable. And thankfully, that was our very shortest assignment. And then we went on to Charleston 9 months later. Charleston, much like Alabama, one caveat. It gets cooler at night because of a breeze that comes in. But it's hot sweltering as well, but boy, for some reason, I really loved Charleston. If for anything to get down to the Battery Park and play there, or out onto the beaches of Isle of Palms. Wow, what a place. Then we came back to Scott, and that's where we are now, headed to my last foray with my family to Wright Pat, which was, for in this case, we'll land at Dayton International Airport. All right, we just got a switch here. Okay. Maybe. Come on. And we'll explain all of this in a minute. So anyway, that's where we are. We're crossing Bible Grove at the moment. And we're direct Shelbyville. So we got a little ways to go here. And Shelbyville may be the top of descent. We'll do a quick arithmetic run here in a minute. So that's what is behind how I came up with this series. So kind of fun. And like I said, I didn't do it any flight on that I'm aware of on ACARS or any of the VAs I fly with. So it's just to have fun. And that's what today is all about. It's Sunday. Let's relax, enjoy. We're flying roughly an hour. Because Sim Toolkit is being so persnickety this morning or this afternoon, that's why we're not running an ETA up top, or you're getting one. It just ridiculously was just not working. And it just might not be connecting over to XP11. That's possible. And I'm not going to worry about it. What's to worry? Let's have fun. Let's fly. All right, so let's see who is with us today. Don't worry, I'm not going to call you out. Got a great bunch of people in here. So glad y'all are here. Hope you enjoy this. I don't fly the 727 very often, mainly because I really like the weather in X-Plane 12. I mean, they have really amped up their game over there. Amazing stuff coming. Now, if we can just get these developers to actually get on board and help us out to have fun with their aircraft. All right, so what's going on here? How did I know speeds and all the flip things? Okay, again, remember I told you about this checklist? Okay, well, it tells you the basics needed to get the plane before start. Okay, and then how to start the APU. Like I said, if you don't go look for a checklist out here, just use this one. It works fine. Next page, engine starts. So this is how you get the engines to start. Quick caveat. Anytime you climb in this aircraft, one, make sure this light's on and it is on down here. Why? You'll blow through the altitude you've got it set for. We've done it several times. Done it more in the 747 than I want to admit to. Okay, so this tells you how to get it started to include the engines. Next page. After you, before your takeoff, these things you should make sure are done. Matter of fact, I've got one thing, and I try to do now. What? the heck did that say about? Wow. So basically at Richmond, that message said, our ID cross 20 miles west of it. So before we get there at 14,000 and maintain. Be cautious of the maintain. Currently, yeah, currently nobody is controlling Indianapolis. So continue your work. But yeah, we'll plan 14,000 there. Okay, so this is, basically how you need the airplane set up for takeoff. Now, here's your takeoff, your flow, what you need to do after. Especially pay attention to the notes down here. Takeoff, 97% N1, thereabouts. Climb, N1 at 92. The 92%, you want to make sure you pull that power back. This is not like the Zebos and the PMDGs out there. You are the auto throttle. You got to pull it back. Otherwise, and this has happened on stream, mind you, about 2 years ago or 3, you'll get engine fires. Which are fun. You got to deal with them, but they're a pain in the butt because you're not going to get where you're going. And make sure your flaps are up by 200. Yeah, okay, fidgy on that. Once you get to flight level 100 or 10,000 feet, this is kind of written for Europe because flight levels don't occur in the United States till 18,000. Speed up to 280. Above flight level 290, you want to hold at Mach 0.78. Now we got to throttle back. You can see we got fast. I just realized we'd leveled off. Again, you are the throttle. This carrot only works in the hold and features either indicated or Mach indicated speeds. But you can use it now as a great eye catcher to make sure you're on track with speeds. Okay. I know we got to get above 160. Let's go to 175, which is about where we're going to be. Let's see how that works. So that's where this comes in handy. Even if your checklists are great, they're not always great, but this will help out a lot. Okay. So now, again, auto ATC, again, not a huge fan of, says cross 20 west of RID. So 35 minus what altitude? 14. 21 times 3, 63 miles out. So it's 6. Oh, excuse me. So it's 63 miles. Oops. 46. So about 20 miles from Shelbyville. Which we're getting pretty close to. By the way, Shelbyville, let's get that up here, 1615. Okay, we got about 20 miles, and we're doing pretty good. We'll pull back a little more juice. Settle in, because we're going to start down here real quick. While we're here, let's pick up our 119.9. Okay. When we cross, hang on, Brunny. Oh, that's 315. I can put that in too. Okay. So when we cross Brunny, that's when we'll make sure we're on CTAF and announce our landing. Minimums, just so I can get those squared away. 200. Remember, it's a crew of 3 in here. All right. I said 21 times 363. So pretty close to top of descent right now. Okay. $13. All right, let's get this thing ready for descent. They said 14,000. Just realize at some point you are going to have to power back. All right, so we're inbound Dayton, Ohio. Per auto ATC, we're descending to 14,000 feet and trying to stay under 300, so we'll power back. See how we do. Hope you enjoy. We got the ILS up ahead of us. Currently, weather in the Dayton area. Winds calm, 10 miles. Few clouds at 21. Scattered, broken, 3,100. Okay. And looks pretty good. So that's 28 minutes old. We're crossing Shelbyville here shortly, and then we're going to be direct RID. which is Richmond, Indiana. Okay. By the way, there's that checklist again. All right, during target and ref are set, auto brakes. Oh, we're landing on what, a 10,000-foot runway, I think it is. Almost 11, so we'll go 10,000. Let's set for medium. And I'm going to go ahead, switch everything over to red and get our ILS up on the other one, 1089. Okay, 30 miles out of Richmond. We're not doing, yeah, we're going to be above. Well, as long as we can get down to 3,000 in time, I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm going to actually set for 5,000. Yeah, 5,000. Worst case, we'll do a 360 between Richmond and CFBDQ. Okay, altimeter 2980 when we get a little closer to transition. All right, 29. Oh, geez, I never set transition going out. Okay, so it's planned, here we go. I'm gonna do a little 360 here. And because Sim Toolkit was having troubles with XP11, that's just fine by me. We are not able to put predictions in. I do believe this go around we will. Oh, such a different environment flying in X-Plane 11. Zero, 6, 1. Yeah, Dayton traffic, TWA 1727 on the ILS, runway 6 left, Brunny.
Flight slow. 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 Flight slow.
And Dayton traffic, TWA 1727, 3 mile final, 6 left. Landing. And Dayton area traffic, TWA 1727 off 6 left to the terminal. All right, what happened there is, and I'll show, it's a lot easier to just show you. It's that APU problem I've been having. And I'll wait 10 seconds so I don't have to repeat myself too much. All right, what happened there is the APU generator, for some reason, it just doesn't want to stay connected here. Now, we're on the ground, so we can fix it real easy. Okay, remember I told you about, even with the maintenance system off, I still have this trouble. But there, see it says APU failed. There's repaired. Oh, that's right, I got to shut the APU down. Yeah, that's all you got to do. You don't have to wait for it to completely cycle down. You got to love it. And we'll watch the jetway come up. Now, we're not going to be able to really gauge much on this flight since Sim Toolkit wasn't working. It was a pretty good landing. We saw 177, I think, up on the screen. So that was actually, I really liked it. I would have liked to have seen the rest of the data, but it is what it is. Looks like just under. Looks like just at 1 hour. So 47 minutes in flight is what they're calling. All right, so you got to see the jetway, which doesn't hook up right anymore. And let's get that beacon off. Seatbelts I did turn off, right? No, I did not. All right, so that was actually a really good flight. I want to thank you all for being here. All right, let's bring Elevatech in it. I do believe it was working. And by the way, you see this big comma? That's what every now and then throws a rain shower towards St. Louis. Gotta love it. And it looks like it's drying off again. So, you gotta love it. All right, and looks like a little rain between Columbus and Dayton there. So, again, how accurate, I couldn't tell you, but that's what you're dealing with out there. Okay, interesting. Complete flight. Probably because I'll bet X-Plane 11, it looked a little different. And that's exactly what it was. It's not connecting to X-Plane 11. Yeah, no simulator. All right, no biggie. None at all. Let me dig through here and see. I wish I could, but I can't because Sim Toolkit didn't connect either. So, all right, well, that'll wrap up this flight. I really hope you enjoyed it. Nice little jaunt from St. Louis to Dayton, Ohio. Those of you looking for a flight where you go through all the procedures, you get up, cruise for a little bit, come down. This is one of those. It's about an hour to an hour and 5 minutes on a schedule. And as you saw, 47 minutes in flight. So, as the verse of the day says, God made him who had no sin. By the way, that's Jesus Christ. To be sin for us, meaning he took the penalty that is due us, that in him we might become the righteousness of God. Second Corinthians told us that. So keep that in mind, that Jesus paid it all for us. And even though none of us deserve it, Jesus paid it. And I hope you all have a blessed week. So we're going to wrap up. Hope you all have a great day. God bless you all. And tomorrow, I think we're going to work our way towards Dubai from Indonesia. We're not going to do the whole 2,800 miles. We're doing it in about 3 or 4 pieces, but in the Amazing Race fashion. We're going to kind of take our time getting there because it's quite hefty legs. So for now, have a great week. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.